Welcome to CEO Insight's Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. Welcome to CEO Insight's Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. Is the strongest enterprise are those that constantly evolve. It's no longer the game of how big you are, but now the game is how big your ecosystem is.
Now, but I think this really speaks volume why we're attracted to hang out with one another. Like for example, in CEO Insights Asia, I really like spending time there because I'm surrounded with like-minded people. So,
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CEO Insights Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. I am Eman, President and CEO of Comizen Inc. So for today's topic is getting to work, where the key objective at the end of the session is you will be able to install 3 executive principles. Just a quick reminder, we do this every Friday at 10 a.m. is we want to install DNA principles that scale organizations. So to all our participants here in Zoom, we have 3,000, dami and the viewers in Facebook. What we want is to accomplish is that we want you to gain or get one insights that you can immediately apply and execute in your organization, in your day-to-day operations. That's the reason why we do this every Friday at 10 a.m. So the theme for the month is execution and the focus is purpose. So yan, so sa purpose, we infuse ideas that build lasting companies. So yan yung mga topics natin, principles, practices, people. So a quick overview lang to the topics for this month. So yung week 1 natin, yung tatalakayin natin today is getting to work. So week 2, getting started. So week 3, getting synergies. So week 4, getting shit done. Yan. So a few announcements lang. Circle meetings happen every Tuesday at 11 a.m. So ayan. Every Tuesdays lagi ito nangyayari every 11 a.m. So dapat always present kayo guys. So meron tayong speaker ng Tuesdays every 11 a.m. si Ruel Balvarte, CEO, President ng Digital Marketing G-App Digital Marketing Solutions. Ayan, founder and president si Ruel. And so please sign up if you want to be part of this circle.
Hi guys, this is Mark of Seller Sub, and I just want to share guys about the CEO Circle. And joining the CEO Circle helps me to become a better person kasi every week marami kaming natututunang bago, and sobrang importante nito para sa akin kasi naniniwala ako na palaging merong uncertainty sa mundo, and I believe na walang permanente sa mundo kundi yung pagbabago or yung change. And the idea, I believe that was true, but it's no longer the case today, is that we learn from our mistakes, but joining this circle makes me realize na hindi lang pala tayo sa pagkakamali natin natututo, kundi we learn more also from others' mistakes. And sabi nga ni Jim Collins, no, the only mistakes we can learn from are the ones we survive. And as a startup companies, marami pa tayong mga obstacles or challenges na pagdadaanan. But naniniwala ako na if marami tayong magkakasama and makapagpalitan ng ideas, is mas maiiwasan natin yung mga mistakes na na-experience ng iba. And mas makapag-focus tayo sa mga working and mga dapat natin gawin para mas maging great yung company natin. So, if hindi pa kayo nakapag-sign up guys, I suggest mag-sign up na kayo ngayon, and let's meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to 12 noon, and I hope to see you there. And thank you.
So ayan guys, yan yung mga speakers dito sa Circle CEO Insights. So ayan si Keril Priola, CEO ng Munilikha, RD Morales, CEO ng WeTrade. So nandyan din kami, CEO and COO ng Comizen, kami ni Miss Tina. Ayan. So here's what is happening on our CEO circles. And nagko-collab kami ng mga ideas, innovations, and nag-share kami ng mga ideas. So sa May 13 pala, 2 p.m. onwards, we have RD Morales ng WeTrade. And magta-talks dyan. Yan. So this is it. Huwag na natin patagalin. So please sign up if you want to be part of this circle. Click the link that Carol will send on the chat. Ayan, sinend na pala. So, huwag natin patagalin. Here's Sir Fa, founder BTL Venture Capital ng Hernando Consulting, Bounce Back Philippines, Labor. Ang dami Sellers Hub, Insights Asia Capital. Ayan, go Sir Fa.
Okay, good morning everyone. Salamat Eman. So this is we transition the new host. We're giving opportunity for others to be our host for this episode. Kaway-kaway naman dyan, di ba? Salamat kay Eman sa atin. Good morning kay Ma'am Tina sa kanyang partner. Welcome to CEO Insights Asia Executive Series, Principles of Scaling. Our title for today's talk is Getting to Work. So for those who are here, kanina 7,000, ngayon 14,000 na. Oy, nakakatampo ha. Last week, nasa 60 tayo nung si BK yung faculty. Tapos sa akin, 14,000? Kayo ha. Anyway, na-miss ko kayo. I had a break last week. Thank you so much, Sir BK of Sellers Hub for taking cover. One of our founders ng CEO Insights Asia. So, formally introducing myself, my name is Florentino A. Hernando. I'm one of the founders and executive advisor of CEO Insights Asia. And our purpose is infusing ideas that build lasting companies. Lahat tayo nandito because we want to learn how to build our company and turn it into something that we can transfer. Mapapasa natin sa mga anak natin, sa mga apo natin, at sa mga apo sa tuhod natin up to the 100th generation. Yes? Yan, kaya kayo nandito ngayon. Salamat sa mga nagchat-chat. We are live on Facebook. Yes, para doon sa mga nasa Facebook ngayon, please join us in our Zoom meeting. Nandun yung link. At para naman sa mga nandito ngayon, kindly share the feed so that we will have a bigger reach ng ginagawa natin every Friday. Okay, so our agendas for today, before I go there, I want to give you a heads up. Okay, the next few weeks, we're going to talk about something that is I consider close to my heart. The next 4 weeks the topic will be intense. It will be probably one of the most intense episodes na pag-uusapan natin dito sa Principles of Scaling. And the topic is execution. And the reason why it's a hot topic is because execution or exceptional execution, excellence in execution, is something that is, for the lack of a better word, grossly missing in the business landscape that we are in right now. Tama ba? Para bang ang execution, lalo na pagka ito ay Filipino company, medyo sablay tayo eh. You know, it's sad but it's true. No? So, medyo mainit tong topic natin. Nag-inom na ako ng fish oil, nag-ready na ako ng fish oil dito. And parang pagka nagnegosyo tayo dito sa Pilipinas, hindi na tayo nagugulat pag may palpak, pag may sablay, di ba? So heads up lang, this is your trigger warning. The next few hours we'll be talking about something that is really close to my heart and something that I built my career with. Okay, so agendas muna tayo. Conversation starter. I'll ask a question and then we'll have that engagement. Then we'll define execution para align tayo sa ibig sabihin nito. We'll talk about why execution matters. Bakit ba importante ito? And then what execution is not. And then we'll get practical. So, ready na ba kayo? Yan. I will be asking one person. Si Alyssa ang nasa screen ko. Alyssa, very quickly lang, in one brief sentence, ano ang definition mo ng execution? Uy, andito si Lai. Good morning, Lai. Sige. Alyssa, floor is yours, ma'am. Alyssa, going once. Going twice. Okay, how about si Stephen? Stephen, ikaw ang pinakamalapit. Pwede kang sumagot? Stephen Santos. Ayan, nag-faculty sa atin yung kahapon. Nag-chat din, nag-chat. Ayan. Sorry sir, driving. Okay, sige. So si Eman. Eman, floor is yours. What is your definition of execution?
Ayan, thank you Sir Pa. So for me, execution, hindi mo ma-apply yung isang bagay kung hindi mo i-execute eh. Example, nag-aral ka sa YouTube, yung mga learnings dyan, nag-mastermind ka. Pero baliwala lahat yan pag wala kang execution. So hindi mo siya matatry, hindi mo siya ma-demo, di ba? Hindi mo ma-explain sa team mo kung hindi mo siya i-execute talaga. Ayan.
Alright, sige. So something that you actually do, that is execution. Sige, proceed na tayo. Okay, so these are the inspiration of this talk. These are the sources na ginamit natin. Again, I have all the books, but I will share it with you. You just message the page, message me directly para meron kayong copy. Alright, sige. So let's align on the meaning of execution. Okay? So I'll be giving a few. Ito ang nakuha natin sa Merriam-Webster. To carry out fully or put completely into effect. Keyword here is fully and completely. Okay? So when we talk about execution, it's not to carry out at the start. It's not to carry it out in the middle or do it halfway or even to almost complete it. No. Execution is to carry it out fully and put completely into effect. Ang ibig sabihin nito, put simply, execution is a zero-sum game. It's either we do it or not. Yes? Hindi pag sinabi natin execution, hindi yung pwede, siguro, ang tanong, nagawa mo ba? I think, no. It's either a yes or a no. That's what it means when we say we are executing. Yes, please type execution if you are relating with my answer. Ayan, or my definition rather. Ayan, salamat kay Mark. Kay Liza. Transparent, execution lang live. May transparent pa eh. Okay, ayan. The next definition, sabi rito, is to do what is provided or required. Si Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who led the victory of Britain in the World War II, ang sabi niya, it is not enough that we do our best. Sometimes we must do what is required. Oh, diba? And for a Filipino community ng kultura natin, sa atin kasi parang, I just gave my best eh. Masyado tayong ganun eh. Diba? Binigay naman niya yung best niya, nag-effort niya. Diba? But that's not execution, that's effort. But execution is doing what is required. That's execution. It's not halfway, it's not starting something, it's not almost finishing it. It's completing it. And it is something that is required, and it's not doing our best. Yes, right. So here's my definition. In 2002, a book was published entitled "Execution" by Ramcharan and Larry Bossidy, and this is my definition. After reading this, that was 20 years ago, exactly 20 years ago. When I read this, I became the most hated man in our organization. Bakit? Kasi I now hold people accountable in execution. I was already a pain in the butt, a pain in the ass. Makulit ako, but after reading this, mas lalo akong nambwisit ng mga tao. Okay, so this is my definition of execution: the discipline of doing exactly what must be done at the exact quantity and time committed, whether one feels like it or not. Don't worry, it's a mouthful. Hihimayin natin yan. So when we say execution, it is a discipline. It's a practice. It's a habit of doing exactly. That's the keyword. Exactly. Diba? Excellence, start with that. Execution, exactly what must be done at the exact quantity and time. I want to pause here and emphasize on this a bit. Pag sinabi nating execution, it's about the exact quantity and time. So pag nagsabi ako kay Keril na bibigyan ko siya ng 5 bananas later at 5 p.m., he expects 5 bananas at 5 p.m. Yes? Hindi siya makakatanggap ng 4.5 bananas at 5 p.m. At hindi siya makakatanggap ng 8 bananas at 6 p.m. No. Execution is about the exact quantity at the exact time committed. And here's the key word: whether one feels like it or not. Yes? Whether we feel that we must deliver or not, that's beside the point. Okay? Ang problema sa ating mga Pilipino, ano yan? Emotional. Yan. Mostly ng mga Pilipino, we're emotional. Okay? Whether we feel like doing it or not, is delivering the outcome that is required of us. Sige, let's move forward. In summary, this is it. It's the habit of getting shit done. You don't win on good intention or emotion. We win on great execution. Yes? Yeah. Now, sabi dito, the habit of getting shit done. I was trying to soften it, the habit of getting stuff done. Pero it doesn't carry the same power in communicating it this way. It's the habit of getting shit done. That's who we are. That's who we are as leaders, as CEOs. You're all business owners. You're all leaders. You know what I'm talking about. You know, we get stuff done. So here's the question. Why execution matters? Why does it matter? Well, 3 things. Let me give you the first one. Execution matters because execution make things happen. Execution is the bridge that will connect us from what we want right now and from our vision as a person and as an organization. Ito yung magtutulay sa atin sa gusto nating makamit sa buhay o sa ating kumpanya. Yes? So execution matters because it makes things happen. The reason na nangyayari itong exchange natin dito sa Zoom is because Zoom executed well. The reason why I'm operating using my Mac is because Apple is executing well. The reason people are watching us right now at Facebook Live is because Facebook is executing well. The reason why you're able to drive, sabi ni Stephen, is because, you know, it executed well, yung company ng sasakyan niya. The reason why you can sit on your chair right now is because someone executed well. And the reason we're alive is because our organs are executing well. Okay? So execution is very important because it makes things happen. That's the first reason. The second reason is execution makes things better. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ni Sir Eman kanina, no, planning and creative thinking does not make things better. Let's be clear on that. Unless we do it. Unless we execute. Only execution, kahit pa anong plano natin or ano pang pag-i-strategize natin, it doesn't make anything better unless we do it. Yes? Intense ba? Welcome, welcome. First episode pa lang to, first week pa lang tayo. Ayan. Diba, mainit sila, yo? Diba? Yes na yes kagad. Ayan. So execution make things better. And last but not the least, execution makes things cheaper. What do I mean by this? Diba? Execution enables inefficiency to be obsolete in an organization. Kasi pag magaling mag-execute ang isang organization, nababawasan ang waste. Diba? Pag palpak kasi, binayaran natin yung tao, binayaran natin yung materyales, binayaran natin yung oras, tapos uulitin natin. Which is gastos na naman na hindi naman kinakailangan. But when we're good at execution, it makes things cheaper. Please type relate kung ikaw yung sinasabihan ko nito. Ayan, wala po akong pinapatamaan. Pag tinatamaan po tayo, makinig na po tayo. Ayan. Sige, salamat. Alright. Yan, may engagement tayo. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, let's define. We've defined what execution is. Okay, how much time do I have? I still have, aga tayo ngayon. We defined what execution is. Diba? To put completely, to complete fully, and so on and so forth. Let's define now what execution is not. Okay? Ano ba ang hindi definition ng execution? Para malinaw tayo. Tagos hanggang kaluluwa. Kahapon pa ako may binubugbog dito sa mga sinasabi ko eh. Okay. First, execution is not intention. My goodness, kahit na naman ako. Diba? In execution, good intentions don't count. Diba? Sabi nga, the road to hell is paved with good intention. Intention, my goodness. Si Jim Collins, sabi niya, bad decisions made with good intentions are, guess what? Still bad decisions. Diba? Hindi ubra sa atin tong intention. Actually, mas naiinis pa ako sa ganito. Yung parang pag may hindi nagyari, tapos sasabihin, kasi ang intention ko ganito. Parang, huwag ka na magdahilan. Diba? It didn't happen. Execution is a yes or no. Did it happen? Yes or no? Right? So, that's not execution. Intention is not execution. The second one, execution is not decision. Just because I decided I will do something doesn't automatically mean it gets done. Yes, please type yes if you can relate. Diba? Kasi ako, isang buwan na akong nagdesisyon na magbo-boxing ako. At hindi pa ako nakakapag-boxing ngayong buwan na to. Kaya ang taas na naman ng dugo ko. Diba? Pagpasensya nyo na, kayo muna ang punching bag ko. Ayan. So execution is not decision. We can decide, but until we actually do something, it's not execution. Okay? So execution is not intention. Execution is not decision. And last but not the least, just to be clear, execution is not action. Okay? Let us not mistake being busy with being productive. Magkaiba po yun. Yes? Iba ang activity sa accomplishment. You can be busy. You can do a lot of things. But ang tanong, are we getting stuff done? The right things that we need to get done. So execution is not intention. Execution is not decision. And execution is not action. So what is execution in summary? So execution is all about results. Okay. So let me share a case study ng isang experience natin, right? So, kami 2019, we used to live in a condo, right? So sa condo kami, and the reason for that is, so I was still working in the corporate world, and in the corporate world, kami mag-asawa, lang kami, we wake up, hatid namin, magkatabi kami ng condo ng mother ko, so mother-in-law ko rather, but she's like my mom. So anyway, we live, magkaibang developer yon, and every morning, hatid namin si Johan, we go to work, tapos babalik kami, diba? Gabi, pick upin namin siya, and that's that. So tulugan lang namin ng condo. And in a condominium, there are certain rules. Okay, so there are certain rules, and one of them is not smoking. May mga designated area in smoking sa mga condo. Bakit? Because usually sa buildings, we share one shaft. Okay, isa yung anong tawag doon? Yung shaft niya, yung I forgot kung ano doon. Basta yung labasan ng exhaust. So if you smoke sa isang unit mo, hanggang taas 'yon, mangangamoy. Now, I used to smoke, being clear, no, around 20 years ago, I used to smoke. So, yan. Okay, going back. Long short of it, a tenant was smoking sa aming unit, and nangangamoy sa taas. And because of that, I have a 2-year-old daughter back then and a senior citizen. And my mom reported it to me. So, sabi ko, mukhang tawag dito, kailangan ko na ba mag-intervene? And you don't want that. You don't want me to get involved. Kasi you just don't. Ask BK, ask Keril, ayan, ask si Chris. Andito ba si Chris? Ayan, pakitanong nyo. You don't want me to get involved pagdating sa mga ganito. Kasi, mainit. And my mom said, hindi, kinausap ko na yung nasa baba, pinagsabihan ko na, kinausap ko na sa admin, ni-report ko na sa guard, and so on. So, sabi ko, okay, fine. Yeah. Pero ang unang tanong ko kay mami, sabi ko, mami, ba't kinausap mo? It's not your job to talk to this. It's not your job. Right? But anyway, what happened was, fast forward tayo. Okay? Came to a point na I called the office. So sabi ko, good morning, this is Mr. Hernando. So sabi nung ako, hello Mr. Hernando, what's your concern? Sabi ko, ako yung nasa unit na ganito, anong rules natin sa smoking? Ay sagot sa akin nung kausap ko, ay sir, nakausap na namin yung nanay mo, nakausap niya na rin yung nasa baba. Sabi niya gano'n, Chinese kasi, yung unit owner, tenant, nagra-rent lang. Chinese doon, may language barrier. So, sabi ko, wait. Ang tanong ko, ano yung rules natin? Sir, bawal manigarilyo. Okay. Ano yung first offense? Ano yung sanction ng first offense? Sabi niya, verbal warning. Okay. Anong sanction ng second offense? Sir, pagmumultahin natin ng 500 pesos. Okay. Anong sanction ng third offense? Sir, puputulan natin ng kuryente. Okay. Anong sanction ng fourth offense? Sir, paalisin natin. Okay. Sige. Nakailang report na kami sa inyo? Ay, sir, kasi ganito, ganyan. Hindi. Sabi ko, ang tanong ko, nakailang report na kami sa inyo? Sir, marami na eh. Sabi ko, I can specify that. 10. Okay? Kasi binibilang ko eh. Nakasampung report na kami sa inyo. Anong gagawin nyo na doon sa baba? Ang sagot sa akin, sir, we're trying kasi actually medyo may language barrier kasi ganyan. So parang ako, you don't say that. You don't say that to me. So inintay ko siyang matapos. Pagkatapos siya mag-explain, sabi ko, I don't care. And then sabi niya, excuse me, sir? So sabi ko, no, you heard me. I don't care. Okay? Because you trying doesn't remove the stench of smoke in my condo unit na nandun yung mother-in-law ko at yung 2-year-old daughter ko. Dito na siya nag-start magpanic. Sir, kasi ganito, ganyan. No. Diba? Pag ako, hindi ako nagbabayad ng association dues and I said, we're trying, diba tatanggalin ito, paalisin niyo pa rin naman kami dito. Sabi niya, actually sir, sorry, ganito, ganyan. No. Do your job. Simple as that. Hindi ako dapat makikipag-usap doon. Hindi dapat doon nakikipag-usap yung nanay ko. It's your job. Okay? So after nun, fast forward, the following day, nangyari na naman yun. Nangamoy na naman. So sabi ko, it is pointless na makipag-usap ako sa inyo. Now, this is a public company. Take note, nag-IPO. This is a listed company. I'm not gonna name the company to protect the innocent as well as the guilty. But anyway, what happened was, so ganun nga, no? It's a public, hindi na ulit-uli. So this for 11th time, I went directly to the company. Kinausap ko yung customer service and then sabi niya, sir, we're working on it. Okay, sige. Dahil I'm taking your word for it. Okay? Kinakausap na namin dyan yung admin, kinakausap na namin yung ano. Sabi ko, I want that admin fired. Kasi they're incompetent. Okay? And take note, this happened months, months nang ganito. Hindi lang to 3 days, 2 days. 10 report within a span of months. So basically, paulit-ulit to. I want that admin fired. They're not doing their job. Fast forward, the following day, nangyari ulit. Tinawagan ko ulit ngayon yung main office na to. Sabi ko, you told me yesterday na this is already dealt with. It's not happening. Hindi sir, paalis na yung tenant. Yun ang sabi sa akin. Okay, sige. Then we went to Japan. That was 2019. So we spent there first, our 69th birthday ng mami ko. We went to Japan. Wala kami for 5 days. Pagbalik ko, guess what? Ano sumalubong sa akin? Basically, yung amoy ng sigarilyo. So far, you're still with me. Pasensya na dun sa mga You're still with me, yes? Please type yes if you're still following the story. Yan, dito si Chris. Ayan, o diba? Welcome. Okay. So here's what happened. No? Pagbalik namin, I emailed, may email to, may phone call to. I emailed Sunday, this is Sunday, kakagaling ko pa ng church na ito, di ba? So, imagine nyo na lang kung di pa ka nang galing sa church na ito, Lord. I emailed the person I was talking to, and then I emailed the executive team of that company. Take note, this is a public company. Email ko yung CEO, CFO, the directors basically. 2 hours later, tumawag sa akin ang Vice President and Director of Public Relations. He fixed everything. We're okay na. By the way, no, it happened years ago. We're okay na with that. But here's my point. Umabot pa sa pinakataas yung simpleng bagay ng pag-enforce ng rules. You know? And I wanna share with you the email that I shared. I shared this kay BK now. So this happened Sunday, October 20, 2019. Okay, I blurred the emails and so on. So sabi ko rito, last Friday for the end time, meaning I have lost count on the incident occurring, my mother and my daughter have experienced suffocation from smoke coming from the tenant below us. Apparently, all the conversation we had, be it email or phone call, assuring me you're on top of things are nothing but bullshit. Do I have to remind you that a senior citizen and a 2-year-old is suffering from some foreigners' selfishness and an admin's sheer incompetence and blatant apathy to enforce the rules and regulation? Medyo, kalmado pa ako nito. So I was told, as documented by the thread, kasi ini-email ko to nire-reply ko dun sa email, that there are penalties to offenses. In my view, that's a bunch of lies, making you all of you nothing but liars. Here's the continuation. Line number 1, you said that the tenant below us will be penalized with monetary value. Where's the evidence? They paid the fine. Line number 2, you said fourth offense meant their water and electricity will be cut off. That's not true. Third pa lang, dapat na sila. Tanggal na yun. Fourth, wala na sila. Okay. More than 10 times the incident occurred and I still see light coming from the comfort room. Kasi nga, isa yung shaft namin Kita namin yung pag nakabukas yung ilaw ng CR, kita namin. So, pinicturean ko yun, sinend ko. Sabi ko, kala ko alis na to. Okay. And this happened in around 2 months. 2 months ang ganito, araw-araw. I emailed you a photo as proof. Do you take me for a fool? Sabi ko, huwag na tayo maglokohan dito. Line number 3, you said more than 4 times and they will be asked to leave. Okay. Lie. You said the tenant is moving out. Lie. Obviously, you either do not care about us or you're simply incapable of doing the basics of your job, which either case makes you wrong. Regardless kung anong gawin, whether hindi mo ginagawa yung trabaho mo or wala kayong pakialam sa akin, mali ito. Okay? Remember, I have a 2-year-old daughter and I have a senior citizen dito. Okay? Your incompetence has reached the boiling point. Here are my demands. 1, I want that tenant out. Number 2, I want your company admin team fired. Okay? Should your company admin and not act on my demands, it will be my utmost pleasure. Please, huwag nyo nang gawin to. Kasi gusto ko nang dalhin to talaga sa attorney ko I'll take this matter to legal affairs. I will call tomorrow to reiterate my demands. Until then, you have a day to get your shit together and do your job. Now, I'm sharing this for, again, to be clarified, we're okay. Okay na yan, tapos na yan. Okay, it was dealt with properly. And I'm sharing this because this is not the kind of company we want to build. Yes, gusto ba natin na makakatanggap tayo ng email na ganito dahil hindi ginagawa ng tao natin yung pinakatrabaho niya? Yes, this is the kind of services that we experience. And for an ordinary Filipino, hindi ako normal For an ordinary Filipino, hayaan mo na. Diba? And I was talking to Mel yesterday, sabi ko, as Filipinos, let's not lower our expectation. Let's raise our standards. Because this is what's commonplace in the Philippine practices, lalo na particularly sa business. Yeah? Okay pa ba kayo? Andiyan pa kayo? Okay, please just say, ayan, salamat Eman, andiyan pa. Diba? Thank you kay Jack Cruz. Ayan. So, episode 1 pa lang to. May 3 linggo pa tayo. Alright? So, that's my point. The point of me sharing this is not to badmouth a company I didn't mention the company, but the practice, the behavior. CEO of a public company makaka-receive ng ganitong email because someone from a subsidiary is not doing what they're supposed to do. Diba? Parang kung ako CEO, parang aabot pa ba sa akin to? May supervisor ako, may manager ako, may mga senior manager, may mga director ako. Umabot pa sa akin. Ibig sabihin, ganun ka-incompetent yung execution nito. No? And this is not the kind of company we want to build. Agree? Please type agree with your BB. Hindi pa ako high blood nito. Naka-fish oil ako. Para hindi tayo ma-high blood, mag-fish oil, coffee cleanse by Sellers Hub. At saka Foligo. Ayan. Okay, so let's get practical. Ito na. Ayan, let's get practical. Okay, so I'll give you 3 principles on execution. The first one, let's be clear, execution is boring. Tanggapin na natin ito. Right? Nakakapagod kasi yung nakakatamad mag-follow up. Nakakatamad magpaulit-ulit, isusulat mo yung dailies mo, 'di ba? Isusulat mo, ifa-follow up mo kay ganito, oy nagawa mo na ba 'to? Nakakatamad 'yun eh. Now, why is that? Okay? Bakit boring ang execution? Let's put some brain science into this. Okay? So, the brain science here is a neurochemical called dopamine. You're familiar with that, no? Dopamine is the pleasure feel-good hormone. Yan. So it functions as the reward center of the brain. And because of that, dopamine is addictive kasi feel good niya eh. Pleasure hormone ito. And there are certain triggers of dopamine. When you hear the clanging of coins in slot machines, or a hit of cocaine, that's why drugs and gambling are addictive because it triggers our what do you call this? Our reward centers in the brain. Yeah. But not all triggers are bad, no? May mga trigger din ng dopamine that are good. It's the same reward areas na nati-trigger when we're learning something new. That is why when we're attending masterminds, we're attending talks like Principles of Scaling or CEO Circle, may nakukuha tayong bago, parang we feel that high, right? I learned something new. Okay. And this is also the reason why creative thinking, strategic planning, vision casting, it's exciting. Kasi it's all about the new. Bakit startups? It's very exciting kasi we're creating something new. We're building something new. The dopamine release in our brain is consistent and constant. So we get energized. And then, tapos na yung startup phase, papansin nyo to, di ba? Medyo nagiging boring na. Parang hindi na kasing exciting nung una. Kasi you have to put in now the systems. Which is why, compared to creative thinking, strategic planning, vision casting, execution is boring. Kasi now you have to put in the work of actually repeating the same thing over and over again to keep yung consistency, to keep that rhythm of execution up and running. And with that, that results into sort of boring. Kaya maraming hindi nag-execute well. How much time do I still have? Yeah, I still have time. Ayan. So, fast forward tayo ngayon, no? Execution is boring, but it doesn't have to be. We can combat boredom with progress. So there's a book written called Progress Principle. Yan. It's a Harvard Business Review. Teresa Amabil, yan. Amabil. Did this study, and they conducted a study in the workforce, and they discovered that the greatest motivation or the strongest motivator in a workforce, they discovered it's not money. You know what's the strongest motivation or motivator inside an organization? It's actually getting better. It's about progressing. Hence the title of the book, The Progress Principle. If you want to keep your team motivated, make them feel that they're progressing. And hindi ito new because si Abraham Maslow did the hierarchy of needs, 'di ba? Ang pinakamataas is self-actualization, growth. So the progress principle, for execution to not be boring, what we need to do is to measure performance through metrics. May metrics tayo, we review the metrics, and then we coach. We teach them something new so that they improve and get better. And that releases dopamine. That's why when we see the numbers go up, we get excited. That's why basketballs or sports are very exciting. Kasi you see how you're getting better. You see how you're performing. Yeah? Kasi nandun yung scoreboard. It can happen in our corporate workplace as well. We create weekly, kaya nga tayo may mga leaderboard, kaya nauso yung word na gamify. Diba? Yan yung mga you're gaming, making the work like a game. So yan, we reward them, highest salesperson. And for this month, we reward them. That's how we engage people with how we combat and combat boredom by adding progress into the pipeline. So that's one. Okay, that's the first principle. The second principle is execution is what we're paid to do. Let's be clear on that. Diba? If you're a friend of mine or you're following me, you know that every Thursday kami ni Johan, we go to Kumon. So hinahatid ko siya sa school niya. She's very excited. She's learning something with her friends. And then pag uwi namin, we go to McDonald's. No? Binibilang ko siya ng Jollibee. Pinapamodel ko na yung anak ko, McDonald's. Baka naman, di ba? Anyway, every Thursday and Saturday, we do that. And then kahapon, I ordered a Happy Meal, nuggets, fries, and drink. So yung apat na yon. Now, let's put this scenario. Let's say the Happy Meal is 75 pesos. Tapos walang French fries. Ano lang, Happy Meal, nuggets, and drink. Diba? It's not going to be fair if I pay 75 pesos, the full amount for that Happy Meal. Diba hindi siya fair? Agree? Please type agree or disagree if you're relating to my story. Agree ba kayo ron? Diba? Hindi dapat 75 pesos ang ibabayad ko kasi kulang ako eh. It's not going to be fair. Right? So I have to pay kung ano lang yung nakuha ko. Now, when it comes to work, diba? When it comes to work, and when it comes to work, ganun din dapat tayo, diba? If may staff tayo or may associate tayo na hindi binigay ng kumpleto yung trabaho niya, hindi naman patas, diba? Na we give them the full amount of their work, and vice versa. As a company, if they over-deliver, hindi rin naman fair na hindi natin i-compensate yung performance nila. You get what I'm saying? Okay? So the execution is not effort. The professionals tayo, we get paid for outcome, not effort. You know, ang binabayaran sa atin is the result, not the activity. I was talking to one CEO, diba? And we were having this discussion, and we discovered that one department is not actually making money. One department is losing money. So in-unpack namin yun. No? Sabi namin parang, okay, we're paying this team a salary, and they're losing money. Why are we doing this? Diba? Kasi if I'm going to pay someone for that person to lose me money, ako na lang. Kaya ko magwaldas ng pera, di ba? Na hindi ko kailangan ng tulong. So that's our job. No? Our job, we get paid for outcome, not effort. Trying isn't enough. Our job, when it comes to execution, our job is getting stuff done. Yes? Ayan, relate? Okay. So the first one, execution is boring. Sinapak na naman ako. Sorry na, di ba? But that's for a general lesson, yes? If we're gonna pay someone to lose money, unless na lang na sobrang yaman natin talaga, gusto natin yun. Diba? O ito, wala na akong magawa sa pera ko, babayaran kita, ubusin mo yan. Diba? But other than that, we're not yet there, no? So we need to be clear when it comes to execution na you deliver the outcome, not the activity. Because I can make the effort. Diba? I'm not paying you to make an effort. I can do that. I'm paying you to deliver results. Diba? And ganun din, vice versa. As I have businesses, my board will say, I'm not paying you to make them feel good. But don't focus on your looking good. Focus on achieving your goals. Right? So the first one, execution is boring, but we can combat that by adding progress, measuring performance, and coaching them. Number two, the principle is execution. We're paid to deliver outcome, not effort. And last but not the least, and I think this is the last principle ko, and then we'll end. Execution is the leader's job. It's our job. We model the behavior we expect to see in our team. If we want our team to execute, guess what? We as leaders must execute first. Kaya nga ang tawag sa atin is Chief Executive Officer Execution. We're the Chief Executive. Our job is to ensure that we are executing as an organization. Yes? All right. So, moving forward. Oo nga, di ba? Okay. Relax. Okay. Ayan, patapos na tayo. Okay. Let me share fact controlling DNA. Oo, hindi na. Hanggang kailan pwede na. Di ba? High blood na naman ako. Sabi yung kape ko. Di ba? Come on. We're creating change in the business landscape. Hanggang kailan pwede na. Your CEOs, that's not what you want for your companies. Di ba? So, going back, no, this is what I discovered. I work with builders, you know. And if you work with me, you know this. Builders are people who build institutions for legacy beyond simply making money. These are people who go-getter mga magagaling, yung mga nakakatrabaho ko. Kaya nga sila CEO, you know. Their pain point, however, and I know this because I was one of them. Our pain point is that we can execute as an individual. Magaling tayong mag-execute as a person. Pero when it comes to team execution, dyan tayo nagkakaproblema. You know, and it was crazy making for me when I was building my career. Hence, I was able to come up with the framework to ensure execution as an organization, as a team, as a department, as a division, and as an organization. So naging ganun yung framework na nagawa ko. And because of that, that's what I'm doing right now with other CEOs that I'm working with. We simplify execution, we execute as a organization. Now, here is the secret. And you should thank you, kayong mga 17,000 dyan at yung mga binaban na natin na pumasok. Diba? Pasensya na kayo. Mukhang maghihigpit na kami moving forward. Diba? Magpasalamat kayo kila BK yan, kila Chris, kila Mel ng Foligo. Kasi, you know, our engagements is, in the contract is millions. Just to put it bluntly there. And they paid for this, to learn this. And I'm sharing it to you for free. Diba? Kaya magpasalamat kayo, bumili kayo ng Coffee Cleanse, bumili kayo ng Foligo, supportahan natin yung mga, sila Coach RD ng WeTrade because they paid for us. They paid for you to learn this. I-share ko sa inyo yung sikreto ng executing as an organization. Right, ready na kayo? Please type, I am ready para i-reveal ko na kung anong sikreto in executing as an organization. Ayan. I am ready. Ayan. Sige, the secret to executing as an organization is this: enforcing accountability. It's about not hoping, you know, na gawin niya yung dapat niyang gawin, kundi expect natin na pag sinabi mong gagawin yan, expect ko na gagawin mo yan at bibilangin ko yan. You know, we're going to enforce it. We're not gonna hope. We're not gonna request. Pwede mo bang gawin yung trabaho mo? We're not gonna do that. No? Because we're going to enforce execution. We're gonna enforce accountability. Why? Okay, baka sabihin, ay, sobrang harsh mo naman. No. It's our job. We paid them to get the results. Yes? And vice versa. Ganun din ang demand sa atin ng mga tao. You have to give me this because I'm delivering. Yes? Yan. So, enforcing accountability, not praying na gawin nila yung trabaho nila, not requesting, but expecting. Diba? We're professionals. You promise to do this, I will expect that. And vice versa. Okay? So, in closing, okay, I still have time. Ayan. So, in closing, the purpose of this session is about infusing ideas that build lasting companies. We want to build our companies to be something that we can transfer to our children, our children's children, up to the 10th generation, 100th generation. And we cannot do that if we're sloppy in terms of execution. Okay? So here's my closing statement and then I'll open the floor for comments. And mukhang mainit si BK eh. Sige, BK, I'll give you an opportunity. The level of organizational execution is entirely based on the leader's ability to execute. I was reading the chat kanina, sabi niya, tama, minsan hindi natin tinotolerate yung mga bagay. Yeah. Be careful what we tolerate because what we tolerate eventually becomes our standard. Yung mga maliliit na bagay, they don't stay small. They don't. They grow and become something else. And mas mahirap isolve ang isang problema na malaki na kaysa maliit pa lang na-address na. You know? Most of my problems that I have right now is because of failure of execution. Someone didn't do what they're supposed to. It cost me a lot of money. caused me a lot of heartache and headache. And it's my fault. Why? Inalaw ko eh. Diba? Because we are chief executive officers. We are the ones who are accountable for the execution of the organization. Yes!